My name is Madeline Harper. I'm 29 years old, and that laugh, it changed the trajectory of my entire life. Ethan Caldwell, 27, had always been the ambitious one. We'd been together for 4 years, living together for 2. He was halfway through his MBA, worked out 5 days a week, tracked his macros, talked about optimization like it was a personality trait. Meanwhile, I had gained maybe 30 pounds since we moved in together. My data entry job paid $42,000 a year. I wore oversized t-shirts at home and hadn't stepped into a gym in almost 2 years. The argument wasn't even serious at first. "You forgot the groceries again," he said, leaning against the kitchen counter. "I had a deadline," I replied. "I stayed late." "You always have a deadline." Something in his tone shifted. It wasn't anger, it was disappointment, or maybe superiority. "Look at yourself, Maddie." He gestured at me. Stained t-shirt, messy bun, the gym shorts I used to wear back when I actually went to the gym. "I'm getting my MBA. I work out 5 days a week. I'm leveling up. And you," he tilted his head slightly, "you really think you're the best I can do?" Then he laughed. Not cruelly, not shouting, amused. Like the idea itself was genuinely funny, and that was worse. Something inside me went quiet, not shattered, not broken, just recalibrated. I stood there for a moment. Then I said calmly, "You're probably right." He blinked. "What?" That wasn't what he expected. I didn't mean, "No, you did." I grabbed my keys, my wallet, my jacket, and that's okay. "Maddie, don't be dramatic." "I'm not." I opened the door. "I'm going to stay at Claire's tonight. We should probably talk tomorrow about next steps." The look on his face wasn't anger. It was confusion. He expected tears, begging, promises to change. Instead, I left. Claire, my college roommate, didn't ask too many questions. She just handed me a blanket and said, "Couch is yours." That night, I didn't cry, which surprised me. I lay there staring at the ceiling, replaying his laugh. And weirdly, I felt relieved, like someone had finally said out loud what I'd been avoiding thinking. The next morning, I went back to pack my things. Ethan was already in damage control mode. "Baby, I was frustrated. You know I didn't mean it like that." "Yeah," I said quietly. "You did." He ran a hand through his hair. "We've been together 4 years. You're just giving up?" "No," I zipped my suitcase. "I'm setting you free to find the best you can do." "And you?" "And I'm setting myself free, too." That's when he switched tactics. Tears. Then anger. Then something else. He walked closer, lowered his voice, brushed his fingers against my waist. "We don't have to end this," he murmured. "Come back to bed." It was the first time he'd initiated anything in months. I stepped back. "I'm done, Ethan." I moved back in with my parents temporarily. Yes, at 29. Not ideal, but necessary. And here's the thing. His words didn't echo painfully. They echoed like a wake-up call. Update 1. Okay, so some interesting things have happened. First, the self-improvement stuff. I joined a gym, the cheap one, $25 a month. No spa towels, no fancy smoothies, just equipment. Started meal prepping. Thank you, YouTube. Applied for internal positions at work. Signed up for certifications in data analysis. Nothing dramatic yet. Down 8 pounds. But I feel different, more awake. Here's the wild part. Ethan has been texting me. At first, just checking in. Then 2 a.m. messages. Then angry paragraphs when I didn't respond. Last week, he showed up at my parents' house. My mom answered the door. I was at the gym. According to her, it went like this. "Is Madeline home? I need to talk to her." "She's not here," my mother replied. "And frankly, after what you said to her, I'm not sure why you think she'd want to talk." "You know about that?" She told me. It was taken out of context. "Context?" my mother said. "You laughed at my daughter and told her you could do better. What context makes that acceptable?" He apparently accused my mother of enabling me. Said she was the reason I lacked ambition. My mother, who volunteers at the animal shelter and bakes for the entire neighborhood, simply said, "I think you should leave now." and closed the door. He then texted me 23 times in an hour, called my mom manipulative, said I needed to control my family. I finally replied once, "My mom is great. Please stop contacting me." He responded with a novel about how I was running away from commitment, how his friends all think something must be wrong with me because no woman walks away from a man like him. I screenshot everything, just in case. The funny part? His Instagram stories are full of quotes about knowing your worth and never settling, while he's blowing up my phone. Claire has a theory. He expected you to fight for him, she said. You agreeing probably broke his brain. Maybe. I don't really care, because yesterday I got a call back. Business analyst position, $65,000 salary. Interview next week. And for the first time in a long time, I'm not trying to prove I'm enough for him. I'm trying to prove I'm enough for me. Holy hell. So much has happened. First, the good stuff. I got the business analyst job. $65,000 a year, full benefits. And they're paying for my advanced certifications. When HR called, I had to step into the stairwell because my hands were shaking. Not from fear, from realization. I wasn't stuck. I had just been comfortable. I'm down 22 pounds now. My old jeans fit again. Not because I starved myself. Not because I hated my body. Because I started respecting it. I moved into my own apartment. Nothing fancy. White walls, cheap couch, but it smells like fresh paint and independence. I started rock climbing with a group from work. Turns out I love it. There's something addictive about gripping a wall and trusting your own strength to pull you upward. And then there's Lucas. Lucas Bennett, software developer. Calm eyes, dry humor, the opposite of chaos. We met through the climbing group. He didn't ask invasive questions about my breakup. Didn't offer unsolicited advice. The first time I told him about Ethan's "you're not the best I can do" comment, he just raised an eyebrow and said, "Bold strategy." That was it. No ego. No savior complex. We started grabbing coffee after climbs. Then dinner. Then more. Nothing official at first. Just peaceful. Which is probably why Ethan lost his mind. Remember how he was texting constantly? After I blocked his number, he started emailing my work address, then having his friends message me, then creating fake Instagram accounts to watch my stories, then showing up at my gym. He lives 40 minutes away. There is zero reason for him to be there. The gym incident was surreal. I was mid-squat when I saw him in the mirror, just standing there, watching. I finished my set slowly, re-racked the bar, turned around. He jumped slightly like he hadn't expected me to notice. "Oh, Maddie, what a coincidence." "Ethan." I was in the area. "There's nothing here," I said evenly. "It's office buildings." He got flustered, shifted tactics instantly. Hand on my arm, that soft voice he used when he wanted something. "We could work out together, like old times." "We never worked out together." "We could start." "I'm good." That's when his eyes really focused on me. I had muscle now. Not dramatic, but visible. Defined arms, tighter waist. "You look different." "I am." His jaw tightened. "Are you seeing someone? That's not your business anymore." And that's when he broke. Full dramatic tears. In the middle of the weight room. "I made one mistake," he snapped, voice cracking. "One mistake and you throw away 4 years?" People were staring. The gym manager started walking over. I kept my voice low. "You told me you could do better." I agreed. "That's not what I meant." "Then what did you mean?" He didn't answer because we both knew. I walked back to my barbell. He left. But it didn't stop there. His mother called my mother. Yes, a 53-year-old woman calling another grown woman to negotiate her adult son's relationship. My mom put it on speaker so I could hear. "They're being childish," his mother said sharply. "Ethan said something stupid and Madeline overreacted." "He didn't say something stupid," my mother replied calmly. "He laughed at my daughter." "He's depressed now. He's not eating." That sounds like something he should discuss with a therapist. "With someone like Ethan," his mother continued, "Madeline won't do better." I actually laughed out loud. My mother didn't. "I think we're done here," she said, and hung up. The audacity. Meanwhile, Lucas and I had grown closer. He officially asked me out one night after climbing. No grand speech, just, "I'd like to date you properly." It was refreshing. But small cities have small networks. Someone must have told Ethan, because the anonymous texts escalated. "Lucas is using you. He'll leave when he realizes you're still the same loser. You think losing weight changes who you are? You'll come crawling back." I documented everything. Every fake number, every email, every screenshot. Then I filed a police report for harassment. Not because I was scared, but because I was done being passive. Here's the twist. Remember how Ethan was getting his MBA? Apparently he failed 2 classes. Academic probation. His friend Daniel, who I'm still civil with, told me Ethan blames me. Says I sabotaged his focus by leaving. Let's review that logic. He insulted me. I agreed. I left. Now his failure is my fault. Make it make sense. Another update. I got promoted. Senior business analyst. My boss said I exceed expectations. My salary bumped up again. When I told Lucas, he just smiled and said, "Of course you did." No jealousy. No competition. Just pride. Ethan, on the other hand, has been spiraling. Dropped out of his MBA program, lost his job, too many missed days, moved back in with his parents, and apparently he's been telling people I emotionally abused him. That one actually made me angry. So I did something I normally wouldn't. I posted the screenshots, all of them. His messages, his fake accounts, his late night rants. Captioned simply, "Since people keep asking what happened." The reaction was immediate. Turns out he'd been telling people I cheated, that I stole money, that I was controlling. What money? I made $42,000. The receipts spoke louder than rumors. His friend group turned on him almost overnight. And that's when the voicemails started. Late, drunk, rambling. But the worst one came at 3 a.m., and it changed everything. It was 3:07 a.m. when my phone lit up. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Almost. Something in my gut told me not to. The voicemail was 5 minutes long. He was drunk. I could hear it immediately. The uneven breathing, the way his words slurred into each other. "Maddie, you ruined my life." Silence. Then a sharp inhale. "You were supposed to fight for me. Do you hear me? You were supposed to prove you deserved me. That's how this works." I sat upright in bed, heart steady, not racing, not breaking, just observing. "I told you that so you'd change," he continued. "You weren't supposed to actually leave. You weren't supposed to become this." A laugh, cracked and bitter. "It's not fair. I was the one going places. I was the prize. Now you're with that coding guy and I'm..." The sentence dissolved into sobbing, then gagging. Then he threw up. The voicemail ended mid-sound. I stared at the screen for a long moment. Lucas stirred beside me. "Everything okay?" "Yeah," I said quietly. "Just ghosts." In the morning, I played it for him. He listened without interrupting. When it finished, he took a sip of coffee and said, "So he's mad that you followed his advice and improved yourself?" "Basically. And he's mad you didn't beg for someone who said he could do better?" "Yep." Lucas shook his head slowly. "The delusion is almost impressive." We laughed. And that's when I realized something important. I didn't feel vindicated. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt free. Life moved fast after that. Another promotion. Salary now at $78,000. Advanced certifications completed. I hit my goal weight. 42 pounds down total. But more importantly, I felt strong, not smaller, stronger. Lucas and I moved in together. Our apartment isn't luxury, but it's warm. It smells like coffee and laundry detergent and something steady. I bought my dream car. Nothing extravagant, a sleek Mazda, paid in cash. I remember Ethan once telling me, "Nice cars are for people who've earned them." I ran my hand along the steering wheel the day I signed the papers and thought, I did. But while my life leveled up quietly and consistently, His unraveled loudly. Elena, one of his former classmates, reached out. Not because I asked, because she was concerned. Ethan had officially dropped out of his MBA program, lost his job, moved back in with his parents. He'd been telling anyone who would listen that I emotionally abused him, that I destroyed his confidence, that I sabotaged his future. The irony was suffocating. The screenshots I posted shut most of that down. People saw the harassment, the threats, the begging. The "you were supposed to beg" messages. His friends distanced themselves quickly. Apparently, he showed up drunk to a party 2 weeks ago. Saw a picture of Lucas and me on someone's phone. Had a full meltdown. Had to be carried out. And then came the final scene. Last weekend, Lucas and I went to a brewery with friends. We were laughing about something stupid. I don't even remember what. When I felt it. That sensation of being watched. I turned. There he was, at the bar, alone. For a second, I almost didn't recognize him. His hair was unwashed, his posture slumped. He gained weight, which, no judgment, but the irony didn't escape me. The man who laughed at my body now wore defeat like a coat. He stared at me like he was trying to reconcile two timelines. Then he walked over. Lucas tensed slightly beside me. I squeezed his hand gently. "It's okay. Madeline," Ethan said. His voice wasn't sharp anymore. It was hollow. "You look good." "Thank you." A pause. "You doing okay?" I asked. He laughed, but it wasn't amused now. It was fragile. "Do I look okay?" I didn't answer. He looked at Lucas briefly, then back at me. "I was wrong," he said quietly. "About everything. I thought," he swallowed, "I thought you'd fight for me, prove me wrong, show me you could be better. And instead," I asked softly, "you just became better, without me." There it was. Not jealousy. Regret. "I really messed up," he said. "Yes," I replied. He flinched slightly. "Would you ever—" "No." I didn't hesitate. Not because I hated him, but because I had grown past the version of myself that would accept crumbs disguised as ambition. He nodded slowly, tears pooling. "For what it's worth," he whispered, "you weren't the problem. I was so focused on what I thought I deserved, I couldn't see what I had. I could have been cruel. I could have listed everything he said, every insult, every late night rant. Instead, I said the only thing that felt clean. I hope you figure it out, Ethan. I really do." And I meant it. He walked away. Lucas waited until he was gone before exhaling. "That was very mature of you." I shrugged slightly. Living well is the best revenge. And the fact that his life sucks now probably helps. We both laughed. We finished our drinks. We went home. Later that night, I lay on our couch while Lucas played video games, occasionally showing me something ridiculous on TikTok. And I thought about that night 3 months ago. "You really think you're the best I can do?" At the time, it sounded like a threat. Now it sounds like a gift. Because he was right about one thing. I wasn't the best I could do. But the difference between us? I did something about it. He thought he was the prize. Turns out, we make ourselves the prize. Through discipline, through growth, through integrity, not through laughter at someone else's lowest point. If someone tells you you're not good enough, believe them. Then become good enough. Not for them. For yourself. And when they come back, because they usually do, you'll realize you've already outgrown the version of life that included them. One last thing. No, I'm not taking him back. No matter how many people say I should show mercy. He made his choice. I made mine. We both live with the consequences. And just for the record, he found this story, texted from a friend's phone saying I'm exploiting his pain. I reminded him gently that he exploited mine for 4 years. Also, maybe don't text the woman who has a harassment report filed against you. Just a thought. I'm done here.